Welcome to Historical's BM Hunter Guide. I'm going to go ahead and start off with talents. For level 15 tier talent, I take Post Haste out of Narrow Escape and Hidden Chimera because Post Haste, I like to use it as a trinket. When you disengage, it removes all movement impairing effects and increases your speed by 60% for 8 seconds. I just find that really helpful for kiting melee classes, even ranged classes. It helps you LOS them. It's basically like another trinket, you just fly further away from them. Narrow Escape's also decent. You disengage and web all targets around you within 8 yards. It's good, but I don't find it near as good for me as Post Haste is. Crouching Tiger Hidden Chimera just reduces the cooldown of disengage by 10 seconds. It lets you use disengage more frequently, but I just don't find it near as viable as having your movement speed increased and basically having another trinket. Level 30 tier talent, I choose Silencing Shot because Silencing Shot is the main interrupt for hunters. It blankets them, it interrupts them for 3 seconds. Either way, even if you miss the interrupt, it just still blankets them. Wyvern Sting's not viable at all for PvP, it just puts them to sleep. Any damage at all breaks it. It's just not something you want to pick. Binding Shot, it's viable for melee, but for anything other than that, it's not really helpful at all. Level 45 tier talents, I like to take Exhilaration. All 3 of these are decent. Just Aspect of the Iron Hawk is good for PvE, not for PvP. Spirit Bond, it regenerates total health. It's good for long fights where you need to stay alive and you can LOS and just keep from being targeted. But Exhilaration, I find it much better because you can heal yourself for 30% of your total health twice a game, sometimes more, and just sometimes when you need that clutch heal, Exhilaration is the way to go. Level 60 tier talent, I take Thrill of the Hunt because there's nothing like getting 3 arcane shots that don't cost any focus. Just mass burst on the targets. Dire Beast, it's decent, but once again, I go with Thrill of the Hunt. These other 2 aren't worth it. The level 75 tier talent, I go with Lynx Rush, obviously. They did nerf it. It is now a bleed effect rather than a damaged effect that just stacks. But I still find it better than Blink Strike and a Murder of Crows because the damage of those 2 is spread out. Blink Strike's just an instant cast where the pet does it, but it just gives you another global you have to do too often. So I would go with Lynx Rush. The level 90 talent, Glaive Toss. It's a snare. It does decent damage. Power Shot. It's basically an upgraded aim shot. Something you need to cast. It has a big cooldown on it. It's something I wouldn't recommend. Barrage is good for rated battlegrounds, for AoEing the flag, but I wouldn't recommend that either for BM. Unless all you do is RPGs, because it's not really viable in arena. Your barrage will break CC, you won't do enough damage, and you'll miss out on a snare that could really help. Next, I'll go to glyphs. My glyphs I have are Mark for Death. When you aim shot, chimera shot, etc., it marks the target, so that takes 1 global away from you. I have Glyphomere Blades, so if a lock or someone casting Chaos Bolt or Ice Bomb or something, a really high damage spell, you pop deterrence and it reflects it back at them. Deep Freeze is really good for that. Glyph of Explosive Trap, because there's nothing like ice trapping someone and blowing them off the edge of Dalaran Arena and winning the game because they can't get to their DPS to heal them. Minor glyphs, I take Glyph of Marking because it places a bullseye, just looks cool rather than a little arrow. Tame Beast, that's more of a PvE glyph, but it's just helpful, and your minor glyphs really don't matter that much. Glyph of Stampede, I would recommend that if you'd like to use Spirit Beast, because when you pop Stampede, it summons 5 of your current targets, which would be 5 Spirit Beasts, and you can Spirit Mend, and you get a humongous heal from it. They did nerf it, but it's still a pretty decent sized heal. Next, I'm going to go to my gear. My gear in BM, I just put a 216 meta and 3 increased crit and 320 PvP power in literally every piece of gear. Some people say it's not viable, some do, but I am pretty squishy if I have a bunch of people on me. But usually I can burst down people really fast. I mean, I'm not even full malevolent, and my PvP power is 22.36. When I have rapid fire popped, it's like 69%. It's really good for PvP. Arena 2s, not near as good as it is for 3s, but for 2s, when this game's all about bursting and 2v2, you want PvP power in everything. Not 240, you want 320 PvP power in every socket. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching, and this has been my BM Hunter class guide. See you next time.